Hello everyone, it's Neil again from MyCloud Acoustic Sessions. I hope you're all good. Slightly different video for you today. Kind of doing a comparison video of my new second-hand Gibson Songwriter versus my trusty Taylor A14. Had this for about 14 years coming up now, just about. Bought it second-hand when I lived in Scotland, and I bought this one here. Now I'm in Abu Dhabi. I bought this second-hand off here, a guy who's leaving here. Lovely guy. I wish him all the best when he goes back home. Now, these two guitars have more in similar than they do differences. Yeah, like us all, really. You know, let's not get too deep, Neil. Right? So basically, both are spruce tops. Both are rosewood back and sides. The fingerboards, the fingerboards here is a rosewood fingerboard, I think, and this one is an ebony. Both have sexy inlays. The necks are made of slightly different materials. I'll put the exact specs in the either in the mirror here, or sorry, in the screen here, or in the text below. But both are similar shapes. Both are essentially dreadnought. This is a square-shouldered dreadnought. This is a Grand Concert. I think it's Grand Concert shape, which is essentially Taylor's, in my view, dreadnought. Yeah, this is the cutaway, and I absolutely love it. This one has the, for interest, this is the G2. Sorry, the Taylor 2 expression system built in. It came with the 1, and I retrofitted that, sent it to Taylor when I was working abroad in Holland, and they installed it. This one has got, I don't know if you can see it here, the Fishman VTC system, which I've tested out. I quite like it. It's pretty good. Yeah. So what we're here to do is kind of compare and contrast some of the tunes that come out of them both. As I say, both have more similarities in the construction, in the size, in the wood type, and everything than they do have differences. So you'd expect quite a close race, if I can say that. Yeah, but I'm here to show you that there are differences, and they're horses for courses. The biggest difference is kind of playability, right, physically. So this has a wider neck than than the Gibson. The Taylor has a wider neck than the Gibson. Not as narrow as my Martin. Right, that was more like GS Mini size. So, as I say, in the specs you'll see the exact one, but this makes it a kind of, it's a more rounded fretboard, so a shorter radius. This is a longer radius, a flatter fretboard. Some people prefer that, some don't. It does take a little bit of getting used to when you change fretboard sizes, by the way. Yeah, at least to me. Yeah. So here we go. Let's do some songs. Let's chug away on some chords. G. Again, that famous earthy, woody stereotype description of a Gibson is coming through again. I'm getting nice lows. I'm getting highs though. This is not a mahogany body. It's not a J45. You know, it's not the Songbird or the Dove. Yeah, so I'm getting the highs there from the spruce, and I'm getting a nice middle. So let's try to compare it to the Taylor. Okay, my Taylor A14. Let's do some chords here. Yeah. So what you're hearing is the Gibson sounds like Gibson and Taylor sounds like Taylor. Both have massive things in common. I mean, same wood, you know, same size-ish, more or less, yeah? Same thickness. There's more in common than they do have differences. Yet this, completely different sound. I mean, it's airier. It's less on the bass. Stereotypical, so you get what you pay for. You get the name, yeah? You get what the car drives. So, let's do some finger picking. Nice playability, nice space between the strings. If you are into strumming or into kind of finger picking, spaces between it. For your kind of bluegrass finger pickers who want strings a lot tighter together, closer together, then maybe that explains why the Martin is there. And I love my Martin D16, by the way, as well. So here, let's do some finger picking here. Nice, though, eh? Bit more mid focus here. Less of a scoop. If I can say something a bit stereotypical, a bit controversial, right, is that the Taylor sounds like a single coiled guitar to me. It's clean, it's air, you know. Think of an electric guitar on a clean channel, okay? This sounds like, for me, a Telly on the neck pickup, yeah, or a Strat. This sounds like a Les Paul, a humbuckers, yeah? It's got that a bit woodier, less clarity, less digital almost in the notes. This is fuller in the sense that it doesn't seem to have that cut out hump, yeah, for me anyway, yeah. So and again, the narrow fingerboard I think helps a little bit for if you're kind of doing solos, yeah, for me, because the strings are a little bit closer together. It's a little bit more rounded, yeah, so maybe for the speed guys it might not be quite what they want, but I think it works really well. So if I play up here on the ninth, but let's see if I can do my Guns N' Roses on this one. Oh, up here. That works. So I think that's, for me, a really good sounding guitar. What originally I thought when I was buying them is that, which one would I keep, you know? Because I thought these are going to be twins, yeah? But what I've resolved to do is I sold the GS Mini, which I absolutely loved as well, by the way. That had a lot of miles on the clock in, and I installed the Ella Baggs Ansem SL in that one, and SE, yeah, in that one, and it was really good. But this one here, still a keeper, because I think when I'm doing different types of songs, if I want to play kind of finger picking, I want a bit more full bodied sound, that's the one I'll go to. If I want kind of light strumming, and you hear that cleaner tone, it's more single coil to me when I listen to it, you know. I've been playing kind of some solos here. Hear that? That's lighter, isn't it? Eh? That's really lighter. So again, horses for courses. Beautiful guitar, lovely made, beautiful sound, stood the test of time. I absolutely love it. The new Gibson, you know, it's a bit like a new girlfriend at the minute, I must confess, or boyfriend, whatever your personal taste is. But this one, for me, is I'm loving it at the minute. I'm not regretting buying it, and I like the difference in sound. Yeah. I don't know about you, what I'm finding is I'm starting to play slightly differently with a different guitar. Now, whether it's that kind of, Gibson makes me think that, you know, Nashville or kind of more rocky, then I don't know. But anyway, one last test. Here's how it sounds over a bit of vocals. Since nobody's watching my songs when I put them on, I thought I'll try it here. And I'm going to do something slightly different. I'm working on a song by the Proclaimers and trying to do it a different way. So let's see, and it's a soft voice song. So let's see if this works over a kind of more meatier guitar. When I wake up, oh, I know I'm gonna be the man who wakes up next to you. When I go out, oh, I know I'm gonna be the man who's coming home to you. When I get drunk, yeah, I know I'm gonna gonna be the man who get drunk next to you when I ever. Yeah, no, I'm gonna be the man who's shivering to you. But I would walk 500 miles and I would walk 500 more just to be the man who walks 1,000 miles to fall down at your door. Ba-da-ba, ba-da-ba, ba-da-dum-ba-da-da-dum-ba-da-da-da, ba-da-ba, ba-da-ba, ba-da-dum-ba-da-da-dum-ba-da-da-da. So, to me, I'm hearing that this is a nice solid foundation for even a delicate song like that. And I don't think it's competing too much with my voice. If I do like an Ed Sheeran one, something like, this is a dark parade, another rough patch to rain on, to rain on. I know your friends may say this is a cause for celebration. Hip hip hooray, love. The choreographs and stereotones, they spare the fires, barely fighting the cold. So again, that's me in a slightly higher register there. I wanna run, I wanna hide, ooh, I wanna tear down the walls, hold me inside, wanna reach out, ooh, touch the flame, but the streets have no name. So there you go. I think that works. Sounds really well. Quick comparison, which I think we'll see a kind of lighter sounding guitar when we do the same on this one and see what happens there. Don't worry, for those of you who don't let me singing, this is the last one. But it's just to show you an idea, if you are singing, how that can make a difference. Okay? I wanna run, ooh, I wanna hide, yeah, I wanna tear down the walls, so hold me inside, wanna reach out, ooh, touch the flame, where the streets have no name. What a difference, eh? Anyway, hope you found that instructful, enlightening, useful. Maybe helps you consider a guitar that you hadn't really thought of, because the Gibson Songwriter for me is nowhere near as well known as the Dove or the Songbird or the J45, etc. And I think this deserves a bit more noise out there. I think it's a fantastic guitar. I absolutely love it. It's also a kind of I don't know if who's copying who, but it's kind of D28-ish, isn't it, really? Yeah, when you see that, the two-piece at the back. Anyway, love it. Keeping it. Hope you